What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about the banner of this Friday in Excellent and Supreme, which is because we have two great heroes inside of it. You have Wrister and you have Lysander. So I'm going to talk about them and I'm going to show you some examples because they are great, especially Wrister in many contents of the game. Maybe not in Dwarven Ruins, but he can still increase a lot the damage of your damage dealers and stun enemies and defense down on the boss, so he can help. But he is mainly great in PvP and the Wuthering Coast, and so we are gonna try that right after. Also, Lysander can be great in PvP. You have a kind of team which can be great using him inside, and he is a great hero for the Wuthering Coast to enhance the damage of your bleed team. So we are gonna talk about that. Then you have Moxie, who can be interesting for the faction if you don't have Indra and Dianmu, but don't expect her to deal high damage in comparison with Indra though. She can be interesting for PvP in a nuker team if you are using her with a lot of attack, crit rate and crit damage. If she one-shots an enemy, she's gonna take an extra turn and deal a lot of damage in single target after that. It can be really interesting, but if you already have Melchior or Jingle Bell, then she's gonna be useless in my opinion. I'm not gonna try her because I don't have the exclusive 3 yet. Once I'm gonna have the exclusive 3, I'm gonna do a detailed video talking about her. This is gonna be more interesting in my opinion. Then you have Thanatos and Garina. Just don't talk about them. They are bad today, so if you pull them this Friday, you might be disgusted. And of course, because they are not used anywhere. Even in Faction Abyss, they are bad. Then you have Eliezer. He is an interesting hero for the Faction Abyss and early or mid game because he can increase your HP, such as Nordak is doing, so that's a great hero for that. Then you have Jiri, Hardy, and Mori. 3 heroes not used at all. So that's all for the banner. Let's concentrate on the heroes inside of it, Wrister and Lysander. First of all, PvP Advanced Arena. This is the team I'm gonna show you, the one at the bottom. You have inside Lydia to increase the damage of Lysander and take the first attack, and then Nazil to freeze enemies. This is important to play both of them. The goal is going to be with Lysander to play some heroes that can take many turns at the beginning of the fight. Because every time one of your heroes is going to take a turn, he's going to pursue the target. So I'm also using Wrister in the team because he's going to increase the attack and so the damage of my Lysander, and it might help me a lot to kill them. Nilua, just in case the opponent is taking the first turns, and control my heroes so she can cleanse and take a turn, so my Lysander is going to be able to act. So it might be a great team, and we are going to find out in 1 second. So this is my first team. We don't care about that. It's just going to nuke the entire team in front. The second team with Sun Wukong is gonna take forever. Oh, never mind, my Sun Wukong apparently deals a huge amount of damage on enemies, so it should be shorter than expected. So here we are, this is the last team, so I'm gonna try to manual things. So my Lydia played, and she used the ultimate because it was in auto, and so it didn't work the way I was expecting it to work. So, they are controlled. Now I'm gonna use that skill, and you are gonna see that my Lysander is gonna pursue them. One shot. Now I get an extra turn with my Nilua, and so I can play, and he's gonna attack again. And normally if I opened with the first active skill of Lydia, he would have had more attack and killed them in one shot. But it's just to show you the potential of the hero. Look at that, all the damage he can do. Passively though, and if he can use the ultimate, he's gonna deal even more damage than that. That's a great hero. I'm gonna show you another example, but that time I'm gonna start using the first active skill of Lydia. It's gonna be even better. Okay, there we go. We have an interesting team. We have Nicholas, more than exclusive 3, so they are gonna have an extra life. We are gonna try that team against that one just to see if I'm able to kill some of them. So, first active skill with Lydia. And look at the damage. She was one-shotted. But she had the extra life, so she's still alive for now. Look at that, it procced the apple here. I can play with my Nilua, deal extra damage, and now just the fight is almost done. He's just killing everyone. So there was a popper, so when he died, he deals a lot of damage to me, but it was still doable. So if I just change some basic things in that team, it might be even better. Then let's have a look to the Wuthering Coast. I'm gonna start the fight directly there you know what, I'm gonna do a battle test, because this is not the team I am using normally. In that team normally I'm using Wrister, and so I have both Wrister and Lysander inside of the team, and it's gonna be really interesting though, because that team you have the bleeds, layers of bleeds thanks to need roll, and Lysander doesn't apply any bleed. He deals directly bleed damage, and so you can use them together. It's gonna enhance your damage, and then Wrister is just gonna increase the attack of your entire team and the damage of your highest attacker in your team. And basically this is the kind of damage you can have with your bleed team. 1,200,000,000, and look at the damage of Lysander. This is great. Both of them are really interesting heroes. Then you have the Faction Abyss, and of course in Sword Harbor you can use, I need to focus on that one, but I'm lacking some damage on both of my damage dealers. But basically Wrister is amazing in this kind of content. You are gonna understand he can stun enemies, and you deal great damage thanks to his pursuit. Look at that. Stun enemies, perfect. Now I have more damage thanks to the Alliance. Passively, he's sharing 30% of his attack to my strongest damage dealer, and I have the 40% attack buff, and thanks to the exclusive 2 on him, I also have some more crit damage on my guy. And so I'm just able to destroy enemies so easy. And look at that, the pursuit on the basic attack. It helps so much. Second wave. So I might die here because I'm gonna take a lot of damage. I have to manual it if I want to win that easy. But yeah, that's the way it works. He is an amazing hero for that. And you can do that in auto. Just have to parameter your smart casting correctly, and then it's gonna work. And if you have a look to the Wizard's Eye, this is the team I'm using normally. But if you don't have need rolled, it's okay, you can just pull Lysander instead, and you are gonna see Lysander is doing even better than need roll. So this is the stage 30. And look at the damage. The passive damage of Lysander. Every time one of my heroes is taking a turn, he is pursuing the targets, and look at the ultimate. He can one-shot enemies on the ultimate. And he has no cooldown on the ultimate, so basically he can one-shot every time he's taking a turn. And look at that, I'm doing nothing, he deals insane amount of damage to enemies. So the second wave, I don't know if it is gonna work though, because I don't have my cooldowns. Okay, it worked, never mind, it worked. Third wave, we are gonna have a look to the boss wave. And look at the damage the boss is taking passively. Every time one of my heroes is taking a turn, he is doing great damage to the boss. And even more when he is taking his own turn and using the ultimate. So that's an amazing hero to have. Lysander and Wrister in the banner. 2 great heroes in Infinite Magicraid, even today. And here we are, the fight is over. Stage 30 in Abyss, using Lysander as the main damage dealer. 102 turns, 8 bosses turn. All my heroes are alive. This is a great damage dealer for many content in the game, and you can also try probably to use him early or mid game in the Dwarven Ruins against the Rum, because he's taking more bleed damage, so it might be easier to kill him, and also against Negia to deal some bleed damage. Both of these dungeons can be interesting using bleeders, and so your Lysander might be really interesting inside of it, especially if you don't have Little Jack. So I really do hope that you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, as always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.